Okay, can you think of any more characters from the story?
Was there the farmer's wife?
The farmer's wife being in here. The mice, they did protest.
Why isn't the farmer married?
The farmer may be married, just not mentioned in the book. Or maybe the farmer's not married. Maybe the farmer decided to be a single farmer. Maybe he hasn't gone on to farmersonly.com yet. Just a thought. We could just suggest it to him. All right, next. Setting. What does setting mean?
Like set the table? A place.
Set the table. That is a use of the word setting, but not in a story.
A place.
A place. Like what? A place.
Farm.
Like the farm. All right, so the setting for this story starts off at the farm. But does it continue at the farm the entire time? Does it?
No.
No. Where does it go after it? After we're done at the farm?
The campaign trail.
The campaign trail. Now, what does that mean?
I don't remember. To get people to vote.
So he goes out to see people, goes off to different towns and cities to see people, and he asks people to vote for him. So he goes to different cities.
He goes on a parade.
So different towns and cities. That's true. He goes in a parade. What else did you remember him doing?
Goes to the president's house.
He does do that. What's the president's house called?
The White House.
So he ends up at the White House. Does anybody know what the office is called for the president? The Circle Office. You're so close. Kiss that brain of yours. What's the name of the office? It's close. It is a shape.
The Oval.
The Oval Office. So that's, he's in the Oval Office at the very end of the presidency. But then he decides he doesn't want to be president anymore. Where does he go?
Back home.
Back home, which is where?
The farm.
So he goes back to the farm. So we go all the way back to where we were in the beginning. All right, what's another part of a story? We've got the characters, we've got the setting. We also have something that happens in the story. And we call that the problem. So what's the problem in this story?
They don't like Farmer Brown.
Who doesn't like Farmer Brown?
The animals.
Okay, so the animals don't like Farmer Brown. Okay. So what do they end up doing? How do they make Duck in charge of the farm?
They make signs.
Uh-huh. But what do they do? Let's look at our words up here.
They vote in the ballot.
Right, they use ballots and they vote. And what do they vote in? What's that word called?
Election.
Right. So they decide to hold an election. To vote Duck. To vote in Duck. Let's say to vote vote, don't even charge. All right, so that's the problem, is that the animals don't like Farmer Brown. And the solution is they hold an election.
Yeah, and the mice were too short.
Yeah, that's right. That was part of the problem. The mice were too short, and what happened? The mice were too short, so they couldn't do what? They weren't allowed to vote in the election. Now, is that fair?
No, but Duck got rid of that.
Yeah, Duck was pretty smart. I think that really helped him win the election. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this paper, and we're going to cut up the pieces. We're going to write down the different parts of the story, and we're going to make a book out of it. And you guys can take this home, and you can tell your parents this whole story. And what we're going to do is that'll start your whole conversation about elections, and we're going to go over a whole unit in social studies about elections, and we're going to talk about how they're run and what they're used for and how important it is to vote in them.
Are we going to talk about Abraham Lincoln?
We will be talking about Abraham Lincoln, but not specifically with the elections, because there's a ton of presidents. Do you know how many presidents we've had?
100.
We've had less than 100. We've actually had less than 50.
Whoa.
But I'd have to Google it because I don't remember 40 something. I should know that. Let's Google it, okay? Let's put that on the list. Google how many presidents.
What's Google?
Now, that's a little silly of a question. You all know what Google is. All right, you guys can all go back to your seats.